ask a question.
Oh, no, see, the man is already saying it on if you didn't hear this, folks at Live PD Nation, hello and welcome to the 100th full day. It is Lieutenant Danny Brown, and Danny is on the phone here, and he just said, "Are you all ready to me?" You see, and I just got to say, I hope so. To fill your shoes, sir, to interview you, yes, I hope so. How are you today?
Doing well, sir. I hope everybody is, and all the way out there in the.
Well, I appreciate it. We got actually, you know, it's funny, when you called, the sun came out. Now, I'm not lying to you. It really happened. The sun came out.
I wish I could take credit for it. I'm sure. And I've never been out there, but I've seen a lot. My wife has been out there a few times around Eugene. And,
oh, yeah.
Just talks about how beautiful it is. She went up there, I think it's at Crater Lake. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Crater Lake is, from where I'm at, about 150 miles south and just a little bit east. We are from Eugene. We're about 60 miles north. That's where the University of Oregon is. You all did she come for a football game or a sporting event there?
No, she's in the IT field, and she was just up there with her company. They were doing some computer work somewhere up there.
Oh, right on.
The pictures are beautiful. I mean, the country's beautiful up there.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend. You know, we like it, but I'll tell you something. I have been to North Carolina. I must admit, never to South Carolina. I've always wanted to go. I was very close once when I took a group of kids to a large church event in Atlanta, and I nearly went up to South Carolina because I've heard so much about it. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful place. You really do. Tell me, if you would, how long have you been with Richland County, Danny? You've been there a while, haven't you?
I've been for a while. I've been here 18 years now. I actually got stationed with the military initially here at Fort Jackson, and fell in love with the local area. Started looking around. Richland County at the time, Sheriff Lott had just gotten elected to his first term. Just about the time I was getting out of the military, and the programs he was setting forth, I kind of dug what I was seeing on TV. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna check this out. And ended up meeting my wife. She went to a University of South Carolina right here downtown, and we met, and we've been here, 25 years now, pretty much.
Wow. Well, that's quite a legacy you've had there. That's fantastic. We're talking with Richland County's Danny Brown. Lieutenant Danny Brown, you are one of the popular guys there. There's a lot of activity that goes on within the department there on Live PD evenings. And, you know, in honor of the 100th episode, it was truly a gift to get you. And I want you to do me a favor. Would you please let your captain know how much we appreciate what she did to help us get you?
I sure will, and she's doing a tremendous job. She just made captain over our public information office a few months ago, and she's been doing a great job trying to get her head wrapped around that whole job. It can be a beast for a major department like us because we're a big department, and we got a lot going on, so she's doing great.
Wow. Well, we are honored to have you, and please tell her thank you because we're very grateful to have you here. Truly are.
Sure will.
Danny, what was your first thought when being asked to take a camera operator with you, strap him into your car, and be part of Live PD?
Yeah, you know, we were actually kind of ready for it because a lot of folks don't know, they may know or not, Mastriani and I and a couple other guys at the county were on Cops about 3 years ago now.
Wow.
Cops TV crews were here with us for about 9 weeks. We filmed with them all summer of 2015, and then our episodes aired the end of 2015. So that kind of gave us a called basic training. cameras with us. So when they did interview us for the show and they started looking at the show, it really was kind of second nature for us because we also had gotten our body cameras going around the same time, so we were totally used to having our camera drop. The problem was
Whoops, hold on. We're kind of losing you a little bit. Hold on, Dan. You there, Danny?
yeah, I'm here.
Sorry about that. Okay, we heard at the point where you said the problem was. We're talking with Richland County, Danny Brown. Go ahead, Danny. Talk a little more about the Cops episode and then going on to Live PD.
Yeah, so we did film with cops for a while, and that got us used to, a few of us, like me and Mastriani, kind of had the benefit of having the TV cameras with us. So being on the live PD really was second nature for us. What we had to adjust to, and I think me and Tapler, was on with me the first episode, was dealing with the live aspect of it that evening when it was completely live, when you got millions of viewers and you're like, yeah, I got to tell them what just happened. And then I think the biggest hurdle we had to overcome was trying to find a way of fitting them in our cars that we were driving.
Yeah, you one of the best parts, and why I was so thankful for getting you, was because you were there from the beginning. Now tonight's the 100th episode, but you, sir, Danny, you've been there since day one.
Yes, since day one, and I am proud of it. Our team has been there since day one too. Our community action team that we run is so community oriented along with this department. But Tapler, believe it or not, years back before he got promoted to sergeant, was on the team with me. We worked this team for a while, and you can see that from the guys and gals that are on the show, how professional they are. And they are just a real quick snapshot of what the rest of this sheriff's department looks like.
Is that right? Well,
that's how we all are. That's how we do business.
That's really cool. Well, I'll tell you, if you have a chance to tell Kevin Lawrence hello from me, he's always been someone special in my heart too. You and him both are pretty special to me. So that means
a lot. Thank you.
Give him a fist pump, okay? On the phone here with Lieutenant Danny Brown of Richland County, South Carolina. Danny, overall, what's been your experience now being with Live PD so long? Is you kind of getting recognized in a few more hotels or bars, restaurants, and what's Danny Brown like in Richland County now? Is he kind of a up and coming, moving, shaking guy?
I've always got aspirations. It's the military in me. I've always got trying to reach for that next ladder, not to be famous or anything, but I do want to always progress myself, and that's what I try to teach our guys. You got to be reaching. So it's funny you asked that, because I had military duty this week. I was up in Nashville, Tennessee, and in my Army uniform. The other day I was in Zaxby's and getting some lunch, and this couple behind me was sitting there looking, and I turned around. I paid for my food. I turned around, and the gentleman looked at me and said, "Sir, I don't mean to be rude, but you look just like this cop that's on this TV show." I said, "Really? What show is that?" And he proceeded to go, and his wife's standing there kind of looking puzzled because I'm in my Army uniform. And I said, "I'll let you off the hook." I said, "It's me." And it was just totally cool. So they want to take a picture. It's that kind of stuff that's neat about the show. It's not to be famous, but the conversations that have been started have been amazing across the country. I think personally there was a huge gap in different groups in the police, conversational-wise, years back, 3 years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago. That gap has closed tremendously just because of this show. It's not because of all what we're doing, but departments across the country are being seen, and now those conversations with groups like Black Lives Matter and all these other groups, we meet with them on a regular basis now and talk about stuff. And that's what was needed a couple years ago, I think.
So you're finding that the show has been beneficial to you in that respect. You've gotten a little bit more, I guess the word is more appreciated in the community, but also I would assume with young people, you've got some clout, don't you?
Oh man, that has been unreal. If nobody was watching Twitter back during Halloween, you're missing out. The kids dressing up as Mastriani, as Kevin Lawrence, and I'm talking about not just dressing up as cops, but going out, getting their name tags made with Mastriani, Lawrence, Tapler, these kind of things. Just amazing. So kids that used to be scared of cops, teenagers, gang members that still don't like cops, but now they're talking to us, whereas before they wouldn't even talk to us. I mean, that kind of aspect has been amazing. If nothing else, the kids in particular, because 10, 15 years from now they're going to be adults, and their impression of us right now is how they're going to carry on and how they're going to teach people when they get up.
Absolutely right. No, I agree with you 100%. And I think the positive role models that you all portray there on the show it's been something you should all be proud of. I mean, I was always taught, go to bed, being able to look at yourself in the mirror for what you did that day. And I think all of you can do that with a very big smile, because I think that the compassion, but more than that, the wisdom you show. A lot of people can look at law enforcement as being heavy-handed, or kind of power trip. That's not the way Richland County operates. You can tell it starts at the top from the sheriff all the way down. And you guys, you tend to have a very good set of listening communication tools. No question, you guys ask a lot of questions, but you also seek first to understand what they're doing or saying without jumping to conclusions. You're very good at that in Richland County, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Any situation you go into, if somebody is impaired driving, now granted, there's zero tolerance for it, but we still want to find out what the backstory is. Like, there's a reason why somebody has decided to, steal something or maybe smoke a little bit of weed and drive away. And that's one of the things a lot of folks hit us about on Twitter is, we're understanding. If you see, we don't lock a lot of people up for marijuana. Unfortunately, our state is the way it is. It's extremely strict on the marijuana laws here. Your possession is basically what equates to salt residue on the table. You can charge somebody. We don't, but we try to give a lot of leeway, a lot of understanding when it comes to dealing with situations. And we don't make the laws. It's just our job to enforce them. But at the same time, the human nature aspect has to come into it. You have to have some kind of understanding on each one of those incidents and kind of dig deep and see what's going on with it.
Indeed. Here in Oregon, we legalized it here about 18 months ago, and it's been different. I'll put it that way. It definitely has made things different. I'm sure, especially initially when people crossed over into California before they made it legal, it's just different. I'll put it that way. I thought I'd see a lot more of it than I do, but thankfully I don't. But it is definitely, there's lots of stuff out there about driving under the influence of weed, and that's an intoxicant as well. So to keep making sure they understand that. Just had a question online. Can you take one for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Just had a question online. The question was, and this is a good one, how, and we kind of answered this a little bit, but I think maybe they got here a little late. How has Live PD kind of changed your fame in your community? And we kind of touched on that a little bit. Can you go a little further with that maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Most of the guys on our team were pretty well known in our communities anyway, because we go to monthly meetings with all of our neighborhoods and stuff and find out what's going on. The show itself has changed, particular ones of us fame, I guess. Nobody wants to be famous. We don't want to be celebrities. We love being cops, but man, if this show, and if you recognize my face in public, come up, take a picture with me. It's going to start a conversation. That conversation has actually led to a lot of other tips and information, and we will give out crime prevention info when we're talking with somebody. We were in Asheville, North Carolina a couple months ago, just me and my family. Mm-hmm. We're driving up there, and my wife says, I wonder how many people are going to recognize you. I said, I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be a lot, because I'm in sweatshirts, I'm in hoodies, and I got my ball cap on with my shades.
There you go. All right. So now,
I'm not trying to hire for nobody, but it's just nice at times. And here we are in the restaurant. We go into the Japanese restaurant up there in Asheville and sit down. The family behind us, about eight family members, are back there talking, and we start hearing the conversation. Oh. And it's like, I think that's him, Daddy. I think that's him. And the dad's like, I don't know. And I look over, my wife is already smiling. she knows they recognize me. So a couple seconds go by, and they said, excuse me, sir. And I turned around, and the table just erupted because they knew it was me. It was amazing. It was amazing. So we just sat back. We took a few pictures with them and said hey to them. And,
that's awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Now your family, they just know that's part of the deal, right?
They know it's part of the deal, yeah. And because to be honest with you, regardless what anybody thinks, shows, fame, moments of glory, or whatever you call it, they only last for so long.
That's right. Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to grasp a hold of it while we can right now. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a short-time wave, but we're going to ride the wave like the boss says. Mm-hmm. We're going to ride this wave and use it to benefit our communities and use it to better the relationships with police across the country. So she understands, my son understands, and they know the schedule can get hectic, but she's always behind me 100%. It's been pretty awesome.
Well, that's good. Do you think the show, I just had a question here, has affected positive change in your community?
Oh, the positive has been phenomenal.
Good.
And you see some of these other areas where people get worried about how it's going to make a particular city look, or how it's going to affect revenue, how it's going to affect tourism. Being on a show like this, and we're showing things that are going on that people don't always necessarily.
Yep.
People don't want to see the bad stuff when they're driving to and from work. They don't want to believe that stuff goes on. And when they see it on the show, they're like, "Oh man, how is this going to impact our city?" So a few of the departments have pulled out based on the mayors saying, "Hey, it's negatively affecting our city." It's not. And what we understand with us is we're stuck in between Atlanta, Charleston, and Charlotte. We're in between three really major cities. So we're going to have these kind of things. We're a capital city, but we're not going to hide behind it. We're going to show you how we resolve these community issues on a positive level and make change. And if it means we're showing a few things that happen on Friday, Saturday night, so that people are aware of, hey, maybe I should lock my car so it doesn't get stolen and end up on live PD.
There you go.
Maybe I shouldn't drink and drive tonight because I'm going to end up on live PD.
No kidding.
That keeps a couple more drunk drivers off the road, and it's all worth it, for sure.
That's good. We're talking with Lieutenant Danny Brown of the Richland County Sheriff's Office. Danny, appreciate that. Now, I got to ask you, kind of off the rails here a little bit. Where exactly did Thundercat come from? You've got an interesting Twitter handle. What's the origin here, buddy?
Yeah, so it's kind of a play, and the way I spell it is Thunda. It goes back to my Army days, my active duty days. We were in Bosnia in 1996, and we were playing basketball one day, and a couple of my buddies started calling me Thunder Dan. I don't know why. It just kind of stuck. So they started calling me Thunder Dan. Then it got shortened to Thunder D, and I just kept it. I kept the Thunder part, and the cat part is not like what you would think Thundercats from the old cartoon. But I'm very proud to be on this team, this cat team. I got selected to be on the team in 2000, about 6 months after I got hired on. So it's a real big deal for me to be selected on this team. I'm proud of it. Good. So I just threw Thundercat on there, and it's kind of the way it went from there. And then 8:30 was my first call sign when I got on the team. So just kind of a play on those couple things.
Well, I want to thank you for your service, not only in the military, but also on live PD to the people of Richland County. Danny, a lot of people, I think it's almost become cliche today to thank a veteran, and I do stand to say thank you for what you've done for our country. You've went into places that, thankfully I've not had to, and I admire you for that, for your bravery and for your courage and for standing up for our country. Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. We are all proud to do that. I promise you that.
Well, I'll tell you, we didn't talk about this before the show here, but one of the things I think it's interesting in our country, we still talk about on December 7th, it being the anniversary of Pearl Harbor, but can anybody tell you VE Day or VJ Day? Those were the days that we all celebrated, and it's I'm a big World War II person and love the history of it and of the greatest generation. But I think the renaissance of that is now, I think, for the folks that were in the First and Second Gulf War and people who have had to fight in Afghanistan and various areas. It's just, the world is not what we see here. The world is definitely a very different place when you go overseas. And I want to thank you for being brave enough to go into those shoes, my friend. Thank you for that.
Yeah, we'll do it time and again. And I use those experiences in particular when we're talking to kids. When we're going to schools and we talk to kids, or we're going to read books to kids, I always talk about how important our schools are here, because I've seen parts of the world where the schools, where the kids are working in fields, they're working in markets. They don't go to school, they don't have the opportunities. So it's just a blessing, the time and age that we're living in right now.
Oh, no question at all. Hey, Danny, what In terms of the department in Richland County, have there really been any changes since Live PD came to Richland County? Any changes to the exposure for the department, positive, negative? You kind of been the same, or have you found it to be because it's been more transparent, to be positive in the community?
The positive has outweighed everything. It's just been unreal. The biggest change has been to our schedules.
We just had that question.
Our schedules are fairly booked. Kevin Lawrence and Mastriani, Loriano, Eddie Perez, all of them, their dance cards are pretty full right now.
Wow.
And to be honest with you, it has not hurt recruiting. It's we really don't have to recruit. We weren't really having to recruit before. Our department kind of had, if you're on the East Coast, you kind of knew about our department. We're very proud of it. We're not better than any other department, but we are proud of what we're doing here. It's kind of been the outreach of it. The show is just up that a little bit more, I think. But I think the biggest change has been the outreach to the communities has been a little bit quicker. It's allowed us to get to more communities and more people. For instance, I'll give you just what we do on the CAP team is the guys go out to community meetings every month, every day, whatever, and we find out what kind of problems the communities are having. We also use those realms to put out crime prevention info, tips, things like that. So we may reach, 40, 60 communities a month. With Twitter and with the show, if we have something occurring here in Richland County that we want to get out, and it may save somebody in Oregon from getting a car broken into, for instance.
True.
We can tweet it. Me, Chris, Kevin, we'll tweet it. We'll be like, hey, don't leave your cars running. Take the persons inside. That goes out to Chris is sitting at like 76,000 followers right now. When he tweets the crime tip out, 76,000 people instantly see that. That is amazing.
It is. Yep, I agree. And the power of social media, truly, that's why we're doing it the way we are, via Periscope on Twitter. This is Live PD Nation. This is the people that watch the show, and believe it or not, I mean, while you're doing your job there are thousands of these people who are constantly talking back and forth about Mastriani's nickname, Fastriani, for example. Okay, now, that's just kind of what he's called now. So, you guys just have these nicknames, and people, they know them, and they talk about them. And, you guys are cold heroes here. You really are. And you mentioned it's a short-lived thing, ride the wave. I agree with that. I totally do, Danny, because I think that anything in life that's really worthwhile gets replaced by something maybe more worthwhile. But in the meantime, we're honored to hold on to the things that we have. And I think that one of the most, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think one of the best things I've seen with your department is the ultimate professionalism from every deputy I've seen on TV. You all still, no matter how impaired, no matter how wrong somebody is, unless they're completely being wrong, I mean, like to the point where they're a danger to themselves, you are always respectful. Yeah. You're always respectful, and you can tell that has to come from Sheriff Lott.
It is, and it's also in the way we train our guys. To be honest with you, when they start out here, they are required to have, if they're going to be a street-level cop, they are coming in with a degree. So it's going to show some initiative on the front end that this person wants this job. So if they've got a college degree, they're coming in, they're dedicated to it. And we go through, it's Sheriff Lott. I mean, he's our leader, but he's also made sure that we have a great training division. We go through training that on a quarterly basis that some of the smaller departments don't get a chance to do in a year, We do training on hearing impaired folks. Even if you pull somebody over and they're hearing impaired. And you're thinking they're resisting you, but really they can't hear what you're doing. So they train us how to get over those hurdles. They train us on a lot of dealing with mentally handicapped people. You're going up to somebody and they're having some mental issues or maybe some medicine issues, but we're pretty well trained on dealing with some of this stuff, and the professionalism just needs to come with it.
That's great.
Nothing that we do, nothing that we end up on should ever be taken personal. If we roll up on somebody and they spit in my face, it's not personal. They may have had a bad day. They're going to catch a charge or two for it. But
I would hope so.
It's not going to, it's not going to be anything taken personal as soon as the handcuffs go on. It's what, from day one, I've always trained my guys. When the handcuffs go on, everything's over. It's not personal. You end it right there. If they're fighting you, whatever, you get the handcuffs on them, scene secured, de-escalate, and then move on with it. And that's what we try to do with every situation.
Very good. We're talking with Lieutenant Danny Brown of Richland County, South Carolina. Danny, in your county right now, what kind of issues tend to be more commonplace in terms of, some places you're going to have issues with meth or with drugs. Some places you have more DUIs. I mean, what tends to be pretty high in your county right now? What are you seeing the most of?
Right now, probably one of our main crime trends, and it's kind of being seen across the country right now. So, is auto break-ins. We have a ton of auto break-ins, and it's based on people just leaving valuables in their cars that shouldn't be in there. Anything from a purse to a laptop to firearms. We've had a lot of car break-ins lately where firearms have been stolen out of there. So now we're responding to a car break-in, and now I've got somebody running up the street that's got a gun. So it's those kind of things that are kind of big in our communities right now. It's the auto break-in. So we've got a big campaign on trying to push the info out through our CAP team to these communities. Said, hey, one, we need you to lock your car doors.
Yeah.
Take everything out. Those cars should be clear inside, like you just bought it from a dealership.
There you go. Yeah.
A lot of these car break-in guys are teenagers. If you leave money or things in there, they're gonna open the door. They're gonna go for it. Mm-hmm. The biggest drug problem we're having, we're starting to see a rise in our heroin, just like everybody else across the country.
Right.
We don't have a big meth problem in our county. Some of our rural areas do, but heroin's kind of on that upswing, and along with the opiate overdose stuff we've got going. Mm-hmm. But marijuana, and you got to see, it seems like we're super strict on weed. We're not. We write a lot of tickets for it. If I catch you driving with it, you're doing the same thing as a DUI in our state law.
That's right. That's right.
What we're finding with our marijuana here in the state right now is it's not just marijuana. We found a lot of our marijuana being laced with fentanyl.
Oh.
Liquid X.
Oh. Oh, you're kidding me.
No, it's not just marijuana that's smoking.
We're getting a kind of
it's up to a certain grams here. It's up to 28 grams is personal use, but anything 28 grams or over is considered intent to sell.
See, I'll tell you, Danny, and this. Go ahead. I'm sorry, you're cutting out on me here a little bit. I'm just going to say, for me personally, I had been on pain medicine for a long time because I had 10 surgeries in 10 years. And for those of you who don't know, fentanyl is essentially a transdermal form of opioid. And I don't know how people come up with these ideas to do crazy stuff with medications. I mean, folks, if you don't have a prescription, don't go and take somebody else's. And for goodness sakes, don't alter the one you have. I mean, you don't know what it's going to do to you, and whether I don't know who you are or care who you, I do care who you are, but I will say this, somebody else cares who you are too, and your death is going to be a lot more difficult for them than it will be for you, because you're just going to see the lights go out. They're going to live the rest of their lives with the loss of you. So please, you've heard me talk about this before, respect medication and don't take it unless it's prescribed for you, and only take it as it's prescribed for you, period. The end. Would you agree, sir? I hope so. Oh, my gosh.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It kind of hits me at times because we'll be out working on Friday, Saturday night, and granted, we could be honest with you, weed here is like the 60s all over. I don't know what it is about marijuana back here, but everybody seems to be riding around smoking it. And I talk to them, and you guys don't always get to see it on TV, but we talk to them, and we're like, look, if you're doing it in your house, nobody smells it, it's like alcohol. If you're doing it in your house, it's your business until your neighbors call on us or something like that. If you're out driving around and you're doing it, you have now made it my business and every other cop around the area.
There you go.
So we're going to talk to you about it. Our state, believe it or not, your second offense of just possession in our state is considered basically a high misdemeanor, low felony.
Oh.
It's that strict, and people are surprised. That's why we get hit a lot from California, from Colorado, and that, because why are you guys messing with weed? Well, we've got some problems with it right now. I mean, we got guys lacing it with other drugs to get you addicted to it.
There you go.
And the reason why they do that is if they get some really what we call crap marijuana from like Mexico or somewhere, and they lace it. That way, when they smoke it, they get super high. Then they're going to go back to that same dealer every time.
Yeah.
He's got some value customers. So that's why we're kind of the way we are with it. We write a lot of tickets and just cut them loose. But we're just finding so much more than just weed inside of it when we get it tested.
Wow. We're talking with Richland County, one of their best, and this is Lieutenant Danny Brown. We are honored, very honored to have him here today. Thank you so much. Danny, a quick question. What advice, and this is the last question I have for you before we open it up to everybody in Live PD Nation, 100th episode of Live PD tonight on the Big A&E. Danny, what advice would you give to someone who is looking to get into law enforcement, whether they be a young person or maybe a second career person?
Man, it's worth it. It is totally worth it. I would advise whatever department you're looking at and whatever area you're moving into, jump on their social media accounts, jump on their web pages, jump on their Twitter pages, their Facebook pages. Learn about their department. See if it's kind of going in a direction you really want your career to go into. See if you want to be a part of it. Check it out. A lot of our departments like ours, we do citizens academies where you can come out and you can spend a few weeks going through classes with the department, and we teach you all about what law enforcement is about, what we do. Check those things out. Go do a ride-along with the department. See if it's something you're interested in.
There you go.
Watch a couple of TV shows that are out there. And check it out. See if you want to do it. It is well worth it. You're not going to become a millionaire doing it, but man, if you are going into it, though, it's just like we tell anybody that's trying to enter professional sports or anything like that, get your education. Mm-hmm. Education will go a long ways no matter what path you choose, because like those guys playing football, baseball, we're not athletes, but to be honest with you, there's going to come a time where we're having to chase somebody. You get injured, and you're not able to be a cop anymore. You got to have something to fall back on. You really do.
Great advice.
Your college is going to go a long ways. But check it out, man. Go out there, have a good time, ride along with the cops. Call us up, talk to us. We'll be glad to help out. Mm-hmm. So it's totally worth it, man. I have a blast. Every day I come to work is something different. It's so cool.
Danny Brown of Richland County, South Carolina. That's I would think that most of us think he's a pretty cool guy, huh? That's some good stuff. Danny, can you take a few questions from Live PD Nation?
Oh yeah, I'm on y'all's clock. It is no problem at all. I've got nothing going on.
Well, awesome. Well, I think we'll just have you around for a while then. That's perfect. Danny, thank you very much for that. Hey, how was Memphis yesterday? Did you have you have any ribs yesterday when you were on your way back, or?
Oh, man, somebody sent me a message bringing some ribs, but I didn't get no ribs.
Well, let's just say I tried, okay? I tried. I did my best to try to, finagle a couple of ribs for you. But Nashville's got some good ribs, man. Oh, I'm telling you, all y'all where you're at there, in the South. I mean, you guys have the best food. Oh, man. If you haven't ever been, folks, if okay, I'm here in the Northwest, but I've been to North Carolina, I've been to Georgia, I've not been to South Carolina, and I will, but Lord willing, I will. But I'll tell you, the food there, if you think you have barbecue where you live, wait till you go have real barbecue, because that's the real deal.
Get it.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I got a question here. Whose car do they drive on the show? You're just driving your normal squad car, right? Or is it a different car for that night?
I think somebody's got a hidden agenda behind that question.
Nope, this isn't who you think it is, I think.
I'm being funny. On live nights, we ended up, because we have to have we got to have room for a camera guy, which is no problem. It's usually just front seat. Mm-hmm. But on live nights, we have to have room for all the transmit gear, along with a producer and a tech guy inside the vehicle. So we got 4 people in the
Woo!
So we end up driving the SUV on live nights just for the room, and transmit antennas are on the top. So if y'all see these white boxes on top of the vehicles, those are the live PD transmitters that they actually use cell phone components to transmit the camera stuff and the live feed all the way up to New York.
There you go.
That big SUV. Yeah.
You're learning it right here, folks, because of Danny Brown. Well done. Thank you for that. Good question, everybody.
Yeah, and it's that one we drive on live nights. about the boss. That was his previous Chevy Tahoe that he drove. And the reason why I said it might have been in the agenda because I wrecked that car on live night a couple weeks after he gave it to us.
Oh, no. Did you really?
I did. I got kind of the squirrel in the rearview mirror kind of thing. We were driving down the road, and it was a live night. I had a guy come from behind a closed business in a vehicle. His vehicle was completely blacked out, and he was rolling up to the front of a beauty supply place.
Oh, boy.
The beauty supply place was just getting ready to close. It was armed robbery time, so...
Oh, boy.
One robbery was going down. I went to turn in there. Car came up behind me and nailed me in the right side of the SUV. So,
oh, you know what? That was on TV. If I remember right, I remember seeing that. That was on TV. I saw that.
yeah.
And what I appreciate about that, Danny, you handled that very well. You kind of just went, oh gosh, I wrecked the car, but you were professional. You were good. No swearing. You did good. At least not what we saw. You did good, Danny. You did good.
I wanted to.
I bet you did. Well, we have somebody on the phone who is, I think, a little bit excited to talk to you. Do you have a second to talk to this young lady?
I sure do, yes, sir.
All right. Well, we have a call all the way 15 miles from where I'm at and about 2,000 miles from where Danny Brown is at. This is Lieutenant Dan's Crazy Crew from Twitter. Hello there.
Hi.
There she is, Danny Brown. And you know what? She has questions for you. She actually sent them to me yesterday, and she asked about that. So go ahead. And I understand that Danny's got some stuff for you, too. So here you all go. Go ahead. What's your question?
Lieutenant Dan.
And who is this?
It's Leah. I run your live Lieutenant Dan Crazy Crew account on Twitter.
Yes, you do. And I cannot thank you guys enough. We talk on Twitter. This was our first time talking voice to voice, I guess. Thank you, and thank your husband, too. You guys are rock stars.
Well, I was going to say thank you to you for letting me do it. I mean, it's awesome. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned a lot from everybody, and I met a ton of people, and it's just exciting that I finally get to talk to you.
If you guys are listening or not, following her on Twitter, we have a lot of fun on live nights when I'm off. And I got to tell you, girl, happy birthday.
Uh-oh. Happy birthday to you.
Got a birthday?
Yeah, it's next Thursday.
That's what he said. He said
Yeah.
next birthday. Now you got one coming up.
Yep, I'll be the Pink 32. Yay.
Well, do you have any other questions or any questions for Lieutenant Dan here? Look, wait, this is odd. Lieutenant Dan, do you have any questions for Lieutenant Dan? It's kind of redundant, but I like it. Go ahead.
Well, one of them already got asked, so I'll do another one. I wanted to ask you, what is it like to work with Mastriani, Kayla, and everybody? I know you guys give each other a hard time on Twitter, which is hilarious, but what is it like to work that closely with them?
You guys see us joke around on Twitter quite a bit, but the way we are on Twitter is the same way we are out here in the real world. We will rag on each other. We will leave funny little gifts in each other's boxes for each other. Kevin and Chris are on our team together, and Chris is probably faster than what you guys think he is on TV. He's unbelievably fast. Kevin's just laid back as he always is. Chris is laid back too, just smooth as can be, and as young as Chris is, for him to be at the point in his career to where he treats everybody the way he does, and he's able to handle those major incidents, it's just amazing. I wouldn't get on a treadmill next to Chris while we're at the gym anymore. It just won't happen. He pays to run 100 miles an hour for a whole hour, and it drives me bonkers. I just can't. I'm pretty fast. I got to tell you, I am pretty fast too, but working around Chris and being in the gym around him, I will not run next to him. It just won't happen. I'm 45 years old. I know better. But they are very cool guys. All the guys that on the show and the girls. I say guys because I include the gals in that conversation too. They're all super cool. We get along, and we're like any other family. We're going to have disagreements. We're going to have days that we just don't want to joke around. And we all know that. But we will pick each other up and let each other know, hey, maybe you need a couple. We joke around with each other. We take care of each other. And when it comes down, the joking's over when we're working, and we're straight business. But we still try to have a good.
There we go. Wow, that's good stuff. And I think that people see it. Do you agree with that, Lieutenant Dan? Lieutenant Dan Twitter, not Lieutenant Dan the person. It's difficult to do this part. Would you agree? You see that come out pretty well on live PD, don't you? I mean, these guys are right there for each other, but you can kind of tell there's kind of a fraternity there between them all. They're definitely a brotherhood. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that, especially when they had to call Lorena when they had to get a interpreter for the, I think it was 2 weeks ago when they had had him call in to talk to the three ladies and the gentleman. And it's amazing how right then he is available to get a hold of them. And I can tell it's a big family. They joke around a lot, but also are there for each other when something good happens or something bad happens. So
there
it's
you
awesome
go.
to see that.
There you go. Lieutenant Dan Crew, do you have any other questions of Lieutenant Danny Brown from Richland County?
I just have one more. It's kind of a random question.
Okay.
If you can meet anybody famous, who would it be?
Ooh, I like this.
Ooh, if I can meet anybody famous, wow.
Meet anybody.
Man, that's kind of the truth, because the one that I would have said has already happened, because Dan Marino has been kind of idol for me when I was growing up.
That's cool.
Dan Marino, I was actually his security on Fort Jackson when he was here for an event for about 12 hours one day. I was just in hog heaven. Man, that's a pretty good question.
Yeah, it took me a little while to think of that one.
What?
She said it took her a little while to think of that one.
That's actually a pretty good one. And it probably wouldn't be anybody that you would think from a celebrity list or something like that. It would, man.
You want to think on that for a few?
Met somebody really good. I met Chipper Jones a couple weeks ago when I was down at Daytona. That was another one that was on my list that just happened out of the blue. But regardless who the president is, I would love to meet a president one day. I met Bill Clinton one year, got to shake his hand, talking to him for about 20 minutes probably. But there's something about meeting a president, maybe going to a live PD studio would be kind of cool. I haven't got to see that yet. That'd be kind of neat.
Now see, we're working for officers in Dejas, try and help her get there.
She's awesome too. I like her.
I think the Danny Brown to NYC campaign should be started up very quickly now. I think we could maybe work on that for you, my friend. That shouldn't be a problem.
I think the company did, but a couple back like 2 months ago, my wife got to go up to New York, and the producers and everybody, Sticks and Tom Morris, all of them, Dan Abrams, they were all super cool. They actually let my wife and her friend come by and check the studio out for a couple minutes before they went on the air. And I don't want to go up there to be on camera. I just want to go up there and see the place and get a steak or something. That's what I want to do.
There you go. Oh, you and I could talk for hours. Go to Morton's or, go to some great steakhouse and just enjoy. That would be nice, huh?
That's for sure. Before she ends up leaving, I got to tell y'all that Twitter fan page she has started up has just been amazing. Showing support they've shown for me, my family, and then just the law enforcement in general has been amazing and is thoroughly appreciated. Because there has been some other ones that hasn't gone so positive, and I just appreciate it.
Did you hear that?
Well, you are very welcome. I'm glad I can do this for you.
Well, you are. I will tell you this too, Lieutenant Dan Crew. You are really special, and I've been blessed to be your friend as well. And there's a reason why you got the phone number to make the phone call today, because you truly are that special. So we're really grateful to have you as friends as well. Thank you for that, dear.
Can I mention one more thing before?
Nope, that's
you
it.
guys are done?
Nope, that's all. Next caller will be. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Of course you can. Yes.
Well, I just want to remind everybody who's watching that Lieutenant Dan is raising money for Children's Cancer Awareness.
There you
He
go.
will be shaving his head at the end of this month, so he is really, really close to his $2,000 goal. So if you guys have the extra money, a little bit, doesn't matter, help him raise the money to fight children's cancer. I know you really appreciate it. I will really appreciate it. So I want to say thank you again to all my followers. And to some of those, yes, I'm a chick. Many of you thought I was Lieutenant Dan. I wish, but I'm not that cool. But I just want to say thank you to everybody.
I think you guys are way cooler than me, and just mentioning that is amazing because we try to do some good things out here, and that's been the other cool thing about the Twitter pages and just everything. We're able to get the word out about so much of our stuff that we're doing, which is cool.
Well, Danny, one of the things that, in fact, while we've got Lieutenant Danny's crew here with us as well from Twitter, we're going to. That was one of the things I kind of want to surprise you at the end of this here. I've done some little bit of research, a little show prep. You know, I'm a little professional sometimes, every now and then. We're going to be, for the next 48 hours, this is the biggest weekend for Live PD, probably since about the second season premiere, I would say. And we're going to be spending the next 48 hours raising money, helping raise money for your fund, for cancer research. In fact, I have a brother who, by the grace of God, my friend, he's been fighting cancer since 2011. He has went through, he just finished his 8th cancer surgery, and he's currently cancer-free. He's recovering from that surgery. But kids with cancer, it is. I mean, it's one thing for my brother, he's 65. When you're 6, it's a totally different world, guys. And you know, we're going to do our best this week on our page, you know, to raise some money for Danny's group. And what we'd like to do, Danny, is as soon as we're done with this here with live on Twitter, I'd like to talk with you for a few moments about how we can get that information onto our page so people can give directly to your fund. Is that all right?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And I got my link I can actually send to you.
Good.
And we can do that. And you were so right. I think all of us throughout the years have been touched one way or another by cancer. But to see the little ones that are suffering with it is just, it'll do you in. It's just unreal. In particular with the courage those kids are showing.
Yep.
Just amazing. So if it means that we shave our heads once a year, hey, I'll do it. I'll do it every day if I have to help these guys out.
There you go. There you go. Well, Danny Crew, thank you for calling in. Do you have anything else for him? I know how excited you were to speak to him, and what an honor it is for us to have him, but also grateful that you could be here as well to enjoy the moment.
I can't think of anything now, but I'm sure I'm going to kick myself later if I'll remember a whole bunch of stuff to ask him, but I can just message him and then.
There you go.
Okay. I think I'm everything. I know one more thing. I know my husband was very jealous of you when he saw that you were at NASCAR. That's his big dream to go see them race. So I want to say thank you for all the pictures you posted and stuff. And I want to say thank you again for letting me share your life, your everything with the RSCG group and stuff. And I say thank you again for letting me be part of your life. I enjoy it, and I've already had it for over 6 months. So here's to another a bunch of years of just, you know, getting to know each other and showing the world how awesome you guys are, and hopefully at least it'll change one person's mind about how the police are. So I just want to say thank you.
I think it has.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, my dear. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
No, that's good stuff there. You know what? I think that I think what she does, Danny, is I think she speaks for most of us in Live PD Nation by saying how grateful we are to be, you know, kind of, we're not trying to be, you know, bugs, you know, we're not trying to bug you. We're not trying to just get in the way every time you turn around. And, you know, we want you to have a good meal in a restaurant. We want you to be able to have a real life and all that stuff. But we thank you for allowing us the opportunity to at least see what it's like, because like in my brother's case, he's mentally disabled, and he didn't have the ability to be a police officer. That's all he wanted to do. I mean, that's all my brother Bob ever wanted to do. So on Friday and Saturday nights, he gets to see what it's like. And I think for a lot of Americans and Canadians, tons of people in Canada watch. My gosh, my friend. Susan Patton, if you're out there watching, we're grateful you are. We know she's a Canuck. So
Canada, it's amazing how many of them up there to get it. And we've even got hits from England, from Australia. It's unreal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have made such a difference, and you have, I think, Danny, what's been nice about it is, and I saw on Fox News Channel yesterday, Sean Larkin was on Fox News Channel talking about all of the police, not just the deaths, but the amount of assaults that have been on police officers just in the first almost 3 months of this year, and it's over 14,000 assaults. And you come to a place like this, and there's all this love, and there's all this positivity towards police. We want you to know that we really do care, and we want you to know that you do mean a lot to us, that blue lives do matter to the people here on Twitter, on Live PD Nation. You guys are revered, and we carry you on a big high pedestal. So keep up the good work, really. Okay?
Yes, sir. It means the world to us to hear that. And people are doing it already. But if you ever see a cop, firefighter, EMS, soldier, airman, whatever, just thank you. And that could be the last time you see them. It's just the nature of the job.
There you go. Just got one. Team Boomer from Montreal watches faithfully. Love you, Dan. There's some love from Montreal, Canada. Any more final questions for Lieutenant Danny Brown of Richland County? We have him just for a couple more minutes. We've got, I know, quite a few Canadian folks do get a hold of us, and they love the heck out of the show. I mean, I know Cops was big, and America's Most Wanted was big. Tom Morris Jr. connected with of course, America's Most Wanted. But you personally, to watch you guys in action, I look at you and actually Chris Mastriani and Kevin Lawrence. I kind of look at the three of you guys being kind of like the three amigos in a little bit, kind of like the Steve Martin movie. You guys just kind of, I could see you guys in like a restaurant somewhere and just having fun, throwing chips at each other almost. You three seem to be very, very close.
Yeah, excuse me. We've got a great team, and this team, we've only got about 15 people on our team, so we tend to be, when we're working the entire county, and we're in it, man. We're in downtown Baghdad every day out here working, so it could be fun, or you could end up in a shooting for your life, and you want to make sure you're guy to guy.
You go to a walk through the
like
house.
Each other that day, if something happens, man, we're coming. We're coming to you. And we have fun. There's no reason to come to work every day and hate your job. If you can't strap that seatbelt on and be like, man, I'm looking forward to today. You don't have to be like, hey, this is gonna be the best day ever. But if you get to that point to where you're strapping that collar on and you put that duty belt on, and you're like, man, I am tired of this job. It's time to hang it up. Mm-hmm. But we love to have fun when we're at work, really do. And we love working with people. We will chase you down, and you hop a couple fences on us. You'll get caught. We'll bring you back, and we'll laugh about it. And a lot of times, that's what happens. There's people like, man, that was a good chase. And we'll give them props. They'll give us props, and it's fun. You got to have fun while you're out here.
I think the two of my favorite live PD moments ever was when Chris Mastriani chased the one guy over a bunch of fences and caught him up. He caught up with him, and the guy said at the end, he says, well, I let you catch me. I just got tired. I'm thinking, no, dude, you got owned. That's what happened. But anyway, that was one of my favorite ones. And there was another one, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and I'll tell you, it was Kevin Lawrence being totally authentic. He said the gentleman had made a remark about him being black, about the guy being black, and Kevin says, "Man,
you've been alive."
That's right. Yes, I've been black all my life, and I've been black longer than you've been alive, and I don't use that excuse." Yeah. Just, it was so truthful and so good. It was an authentic moment, and I think that's what makes Live PD so special. You guys are caught in a moment of, you're there live. It's happening as it's happening, and people see you in the moment where you have to make a split-second decision. And I want to tell the people of Richland County, South Carolina, how very blessed they are to have the group that they have there, because you guys are truly second to none. We're getting lots of hearts up here for that. Danny, I'm going to cut you loose. I don't want you to have to be with me forever, but I do want to thank you for joining us. Danny Brown, Richland County, South Carolina. Folks, Give him love. Give him your donation. We truly, truly, truly mean that. It's for cancer research for children. We're going to try and cure this beast right now and make sure that no child ever has to come home and worry about dying because of cancer ever again. We're going to see what we can do to raise some money. So, Danny, hang on the line with me. Oh, my gosh. We'd love to have you again. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Hang on with me. Twitter, I'll see you shortly. God bless you. And thank you for joining us with Danny Brown. Danny?